Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're making some progress on this garage apartment guest house, and I got these windows trimmed out, all four of them. These two right here, and then these two right here, and they're all leveled off and everything. I went ahead and checked them with my new level. This is a DeWalt level, you can see right there. The bubble is right in the middle, so we're good to go on that. I got some stuff I'm working on in here. I got a lot of this base done. Got this door trimmed out. Really basic stuff, but we're making progress. Base in here. Got this door trimmed out. And then in this dark room, this guy actually has his own 3,000 gallon water tower. So this is all his. It's on a well system, and that's a lot of water reserved. So pretty cool little control room or whatever. And we'll keep walking along here. I got some weird, not weird, but kind of different transitions I got to do on the stairs. We'll be going over that today. I got that window trimmed out. But here's going to be kind of a tricky part. And I'm kind of going to take this angle by angle, because these things are not 90 degrees. None of these are. And I'm going to start here with this apron, go up every tread, and just check every angle. This is the piece I got to use. It's going to go right here. And thankfully they had some of this flooring left over. I put a little piece in there because it wasn't going to cover all the way. And you can see if that piece wasn't there, it would look like this. So it'd be like really nasty gap. I'm super happy they had that little piece. I just cut that piece right there and then just pry barred it in there, and it snapped in, thankfully. So I'll have that right there. And then I have this piece made. And I'm really happy that I did recent videos on how to make this baseboard stuff, because these baseboard transitions, because I know the question will come up. But I just turned that one down 22.5 degrees, or I use the 22.5 transition. And then here I just did a return, a 45 mitered return. So this will go right here, like that, and that's a clean transition. So that's there, and then this, I got this piece already coped out, and then this will just slide into here like that. And then we'll ship it in. And then when this piece comes, it'll be, is this the piece? Okay, this is a sample piece, and this will kind of be right in the middle of that transition where it goes up. So right there is kind of how I planned it. But now I've got to install this and then start marking and measuring all these. I'll have a pretty kind of fun transition to do here. Yeah, right here. And that will be interesting. So I'll get on it. Get started, see if I can do this. And I think this one was actually the only one that so far that I checked. Yeah, this one is 45. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this piece too. And we're installing this flush on these little riser parts. And I put this one in earlier, but then I noticed that piece of flooring right there, so I took it out and went looking for that little piece of flooring I was talking about earlier. Awesome, so now that we have all that good, on a long piece like this, I think this piece is about 100 inches long. I cut them a little bit longer So you can see right there how it's just past the door casing. Maybe like, let me see, probably like a 1/16 of an inch right there. So the reason for that is so I can really flex it out and compress that cope over there to make it look really tight. You don't want to get too carried away with this, because if you do it too much, you'll push that door casing out and it might actually even affect how the door closes. So I'll go ahead and get this one installed and show you what I'm talking about there. So I'm gonna pull this and push it right there. Now it's against there. You see this bow? And what I'll do is I'll start from here and shoot. And as I shoot, what I'm doing is I'm getting really tight compression over there. And it's just really hugging that other piece over there. So that cope is just, I mean, it just becomes super tight. Door casing did not move. Then I hit it up. And you'll notice if you're doing this, as you get closer to the flex in this, the bow in it, it'll start to get maybe like some tension on it. Just keep going. Alright, I apologize for the echo. I'll show you what happened. So this is a microphone right here that I use just when I'm kind of on the go. That's the one that I just had on. Picks up everything. This is what I usually use for the videos. So I'm going to switch to this now. We shouldn't hear that echo anymore. So we got our sound figured out. Shouldn't be echoing too bad now. So we'll get a little quick view of this. Got that baseboard with the return. Transition up. Miter came out tight with the, or not miter, cope came out tight with the pinch fit. And then you can see over here as well, up against the door, it works both ways. So this got compressed against the door. So again, I'm using this, if you've seen some of my more recent videos, I talk about this. This is a Starrett miter saw protractor. I was pronouncing it Starrett. That's how I've always pronounced it, but someone corrected me, so thanks for that. So this thing is awesome. It's not an angle finder. It'll just tell you what the miter is. So we know this is 45. I'll throw it on here. Get my pencil. And then this one says 46. Right here we've got another 46. So basically what I do is I just wrap this around here and it gives me a reading. And you can see right there, maybe you can see it. It's on 46. Let's get you a little closer. Right there, when they're both flat, it's reading 46. I had roll 45, but I made it into a 6 because I actually didn't have it all the way. It was like that. But I pushed it down and we got 46 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these, measure these, cut these all the way up till this one. And then I've got a weird transition to do here. And I'm gonna work all the way up. Yeah, I'm gonna be on it for a while. Yeah. You can see, like, if you're standing there, you can see how this like just goes out like that, right?
It's gonna get crazy over there.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
The base will be tough too.
Yeah, the base is gonna be the same thing.
The exact same thing.
Yeah. It's just gonna be one of those things that I'm just gonna have to hit them with the extra expense at the end, you know? No, I'm just kidding. No, I would never do that. I'm just gonna bring these pieces in long from now on, hold them in position, and just mark them in place. Now I know someone's probably gonna ask about this. I honestly don't know what's going on here. I did not install this piece of trim here. This is kind of like a do-it-yourself kind of project here, but I don't know, maybe they're gonna sand it and paint it. So your guess is as good as mine. All right, so we're making our way up here. Get you all to look at some of these miters up close. And those are 46-degree miters. There's some glue squeeze out on there. I need to clean up on some of them. So now we're getting to this transition here. First thing I'm gonna do is check this inside angle here. I'm not gonna do any cope here because I have a plan for how I'm gonna make this work, and we'll see if I can do it. So I'm gonna start on that. We're gonna learn this right now together. I've never done this transition, but I don't even know what I'm gonna do up here either. We'll figure it out though. It's not gonna be too crazy, I hope. So we're coming from this area, then we gotta turn and go up. So how are we gonna do this? All right, I'm gonna check this. 45. So we're gonna do 45 there. And then I need to, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. The first thing I need to do with this is measure from this wall to the outside tip of this, the outside toe of this miter. So we'll do, let's do 11 plus. Okay, so what I need to do is take a piece of this base right here, or casing actually. Then I'm gonna cut this one upright. So I gotta make that turn, and then I'm gonna make a turn like this. And then that one was 45. So we'll swing the saw over from laying it flat like a casing to bringing it up like a base. It's pretty much the best way I can explain it. Now before I show you my idea, I'm gonna take this inside, make sure it fits, and then I'll be right back. Good thing I checked, it's a little long, just a little bit, I'm gonna shave it. All right, so I just shaved that piece that was long, shaved it too short, remade it. It happens. We'll see if I can get it now. Got it. It happens. So now I'm going to cut my small transition piece, and I just measured for that. Well, it's actually not even a measurement. It's just going to be a tip-to-tip cut is what I call it. And I'm doing it at 46 degrees. I found that miter. This is going to be another piece cut upright in position like a baseboard. 45 degrees. Now I'm going to lay it down like a casing. I'm going to cut all the way at the back. The back at the very toe of that miter. I'm gonna cut a 46 because that's what I was reading in there. So now I'm gonna glue these together. This piece that I just cut, I had to cut it again, and this piece, because I haven't done this before, so it's kind of a little tricky. But now I know what I'm doing. So this needs to be glued right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that. And then you'll see right here, there's a big notch sticking out. I'm gonna have to cut that out as well using the hand saw. Probably my coping saw over here. But I'm gonna go ahead and glue these. And the reason I had to cut this twice is because I tried to glue it like just holding it in place like this, but there's so much movement there. I had to break it off and redo it. So I think if I just lay it here and lay it here, it's gonna be hard for you to see, but I'll show you up close here in a second. So I think if I fold this like a book, should be really good. Hopefully, yes, I'm happy with that. I hope this works. But this is how it is when you're learning. Like, this is a good example because usually in these videos, you know, you're seeing me do stuff I've done 1,000 times, but when you do new stuff like this, it's gonna take multiple tries. I mean, that's just how it is. And then you'll figure it out, and you know, all the little tricks. So this is what I end up with. I ended up with an upright miter like base here, and then laying down miter like casing here. Now you can see where I put that pencil line. I gotta cut all that out, and then it should accept the next miter. All right, so the idea with this is that I can take this coping saw, cut straight across here, and I should be able to do that right there. Just, that's such a small span, I can cut that straight just by eyeballing it. And then I can use this miter right here as a guide to cut this. So here we go. Not so bad. Maybe some chisel work, and I should be able to make that work. But I had to notch that out because whenever this next casing comes up, it should accept it now. But this is what I end up with. You can see down in there, there's a gap right there. It's not letting me push over, so that's going to be the work of the chisel. And then once I get that, I'll glue this together. And that is a pretty cool transition right there. So it allows me to turn horizontally and then vertically and look clean at the same time. And I'm pretty happy with that one. So I'm gonna get the chisel, clean it up a little bit, see what I can do to make that tighter. And I'm gonna call that good. All right, so I got this chisel here. You know what they say, Snoop Dogg's favorite tool is, right? The chisel. Just kidding, I hate Snoop Dogg. I think gangster rap has been a big part of the downfall of the American culture. I'm not even kidding with that. I joke around a lot, but those guys are freaking wicked. All right, with this chisel, I'm just gonna kind of clean it up. Hopefully, I can make that tighter. So with the work of the chisel, I was able to get that a lot tighter. And I'm pretty happy with that. I took out a little slot right there with the chisel too. And then when I did that, it got pretty good and tight there. So I'm happy with that. We're going to keep moving along with this. So now we can put it in position. And then now that it's there, it makes that turn. And then here's a sample piece. And it should fit right in there. So that's what we end up with. And I'm really happy with the way that that looks. This is the only solution that I could come up with for this. So let's go ahead and do the fun part. I'm gonna install this. And I think for this side over here, I'm gonna probably use the CA glue because I want that thing to hold. And I want it to hold immediately because of that little notch I had to cut out in it. It's always questionable to shoot these small pieces, but I'm gonna do it. All right, I gotta cut that and then CA glue it.
Just like trying to figure out what it's thinking, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm just kidding.
Come on, please. Man, I hope I get this first try. I do not want to rip this stuff out. We'll let that set for an extra 8 seconds. I'm really happy with that. Yes. That is gonna work. I'm really happy with this for first try. I mean, there's really nothing I would change about it. All right, with that, we were looking super good with this trim down here. I'm really pleased with the progress on these stairs. So we go up, up, and then here's that piece. Turns right, then turns straight up. And that little piece right there, I chiseled it out so it can kind of like pull it more this way, because I noticed like it was making a bigger gap right here. But that just came out awesome. Now from here on up, I'm gonna be climbing this mountain piece by piece, but then it's just back to normal. So I'll put that there and then all the way up there. So that's cool, got it done. All right, so that's a pretty good looking view right there for me at the end of the day. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We've made a lot of progress. I got a lot of this base in today, and John got a lot of base in upstairs and door casings up there. But this is looking really good. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you learned something about making those transitions on those casings on the stairs. I definitely did. That was my first time to mess around with that. But I'll end the video on this door. This ceiling right here is vaulted, and you can see this door right here. This trim had to be cut a certain way and time had to be spent just to make this look good. And the reason I bring that up is because, you know, this work was done by John, and we as finished carpenters, you know, a lot of our job is to take something crazy like this and hide it and deceive the human eye by making it look like it's straight. So that looks really tight right there. That looks like good looking work to me. So yeah, as long as you know, you can be a good finished carpenter as long as you are deceiving people's eyes into thinking things are straight and plumb and level and all that. But just don't let that deception carry over into your personal life. You know, there's been a few times I deceived people into thinking I was standing up by a door when really I was kneeling down by a small door. So we'll end the video on that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bet you guys thought I was standing up. See what I mean? That's what it's all about.